again, before we get started, if you want props, grab some hand weights, soup cans, wine bottles, something that's easy to pick up in your hands and to set down. So something that's not gonna like a ball roll away on you, because there's a method to that madness. Perfect. And we're actually gonna start with a single prop today. So if you wanna have that somewhere handy, the second prop can go off to the side somewhere. And then we're also gonna start on the floor. So wherever you wanna be nice and comfy, if you have any last minute stretches you wanna do, just to loosen up that body before we get into our day. Before we start, as always, we'll go through our little body scan. How's our posture? Is it long and lean? How's the neck? Is it relaxed? Shoulders roll down and back. Perfect. Core is on, hips in neutral. As I've said 1,000 times, as always, if your back is giving you a little bit of grief, go ahead and make sure you're in neutral. If neutral's not helping, go into that little imprint. So just overprotect today, especially since I can't see who's in attendance. But without further ado, good morning, guys, and let's dive into our day. So I'm going to take my prop, and I'm just going to set it off to the side for a moment. From here, I'm going to start on my left side. Just why not? I'm going to put my left hip on the ground, and I'm going to start with my left hand on the ground. We'll go down to forearms here in a moment, so don't worry. From here, I'm going to make sure that my left knee presses into the ground as I come up into this kind of kneeling side plank, and then back down. So just pressing up, really stretching this hip to the sky, and stretching my top leg towards the ground, and then coming down. Perfect. So my core is on, hips are in neutral as I exhale, come up, stretch, 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 and then down. Perfect. And don't worry, we're not going to stay on this arm forever. And form isn't really 100% right now, because again, with this arm, it doesn't have to be directly under the shoulder since we're just stretching you out for a second. Perfect. 2 more, and then we're going to incorporate this top arm. Right now, it's just kind of helping give you that visualization of that nice stretch and come down. Now, after this second one, we're going to start incorporating this into it. So if I start with my arm long, palm to the sky, as I exhale and stretch up, 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 I'm reaching over as far as I can, and then coming back down. Nice deep inhale, exhale, come up, 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 stretch, 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 reach, and down. Perfect. So I have this nice long line across the right side of my body. Neck is relaxed. This shoulder is pretty active. It's still down and back in the socket. That arm is still actively keeping me upright. And we are correct. These Teflon coated pants are sliding me across the room slowly. So lots of adjustments on my part today, but that'll be good. Nice example. Last one. Come all the way up, all the way down. If you need to, shake this out. Now I'm going to come down onto my forearm. Now this is where form starts to get a little more picky. So elbow right under shoulder. I'm going to take my prop, and now when I side plank up, I'm going to stretch my hand to the sky and come down, set it to the ground. Side planking up, stretching up to the sky and coming down. Perfect. And again, up, 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 down, 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 down. One more, and then it'll get interesting. Up, 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 down, 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 down. Now for this next one, we come all the way up, 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 pause, thread the needle, come back up and down. Perfect. And again, you can set it down and leave the arm up, because again, I'm going to come up, thread the needle, and back up. If you don't want to come down in between, you don't have to. It just depends on how fast you want to get into that workout today. And hopefully now we're starting to really feel bottom shoulder. 2 more, and then we'll reset. Perfect. And then after this last one, if you need to, as always, you can come on down, shake it out. Perfect. So now we're going to add on to this. And this is why I wanted something that wasn't going to roll away on you. So now, I take a nice deep inhale, exhale, reach to the sky, thread the needle. I'm going to set that hand down behind me. That way when I reach up to the sky, take my hand behind me, follow for where the can is, pick it back up, and repeat. So thread the needle, set it down, arms come up behind you, grab your can, and then repeat. So again, a little bit of coordination for 10 o'clock on a Wednesday. a little bit of a balance challenge. And if you want to make this harder, come up into a full side plank. That balance is going to exponentially increase. Perfect. 2 more. So lift up, thread the needle, set it down, arm back up, keeping that shoulder up to the sky as you reach behind us. And then our last one. Perfect. Grab it, set it up, set your can down. Come on down. And now I'm going to roll onto my tummy. Perfect. Now that I'm on my tummy, I'm going to make sure the bony landmarks of my hips are pushing down into the mat. And I'm going to put my feet together in prayer pose. Weird. I'm going to stretch out your hip flexors. So this is going to sound super easy, but actually be a little tricky. My feet are going to slowly start to lower towards the floor, but your hips are still going to push flush into the mat. And after a certain point of pushing your feet down towards the floor, you're going to feel that pubic bone start to lift. So really try to keep the pubic bone on the mat or on the floor while your feet are pressing straight down. Perfect. Good. And we won't do too long of this because this is going to come back later. I just wanted to kind of prep us of like, okay, this is what that's going to feel like, and this is what that's going to look like. And it's okay if your feet are still way up here. That just means your hip flexors are tight. So a friend of mine who's a ballerina, she can get her feet flat on the ground. It's so infuriating because I wish I could do it too. But again, the main thing is keeping all of these hip bones flat into the ground. Perfect. Now that we've got that, roll onto your back. All right. So now I'm going to bring my legs into tabletop. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, chest lift up and down. And don't forget about that prone thing. We're going to come back to that. So I'm chest lifting up and down. Keeping my neck nice and relaxed. For those of you that have that tension in the neck, we can always put our hands behind our head. Perfect. As we come all the way up, all the way down. Now, the next time I come up, send one leg long to the center of the room, pull back to tabletop. And again, chest lift up, other leg long, back to tabletop. Now, this is where, if we've done this in class before, you know that I get super duper picky. Because sometimes what can happen is when you chest lift up and send one leg long, this other leg wants to get really sneaky and come in. And then we're losing our form. So it's really hard to keep that knee there, but don't worry, we'll get there with practice. If you need to, put the base of your hands on your hip bones. That way, when this knee tries to push in, it's like a bumper car against your hand. Perfect. Perfect. Now the next one, if you can, chest lift up, both legs long, and then come down both legs to tabletop. Chest lift up, both legs long, back to tabletop. If this doesn't feel good for your back, don't do it. Go back to every other one. 3 more. Beautiful. 2 more. Last one. Come down. If you need to, hold that knee. Perfect. Now, I'm going to leave my legs in tabletop. If you need to, put these feet on the ground. That's A-okay. Chest lift up, pump the arms for 3, and come down. Chest lift up, pump those arms 3 times, and down. Beautiful. And if you're like, I kind of want something a little harder for my day, chest lift up, go back to those single leg bends and extends. And again, if you need it harder, chest lift up, both legs long. And come on down. 2 more. And then our last one. Come on down. Now, roll onto your other side. I'm going to go the other side so you can see what I'm doing. Perfect. All right. So now, again, now go sideways. I'm just going to come up into that side plank on my forearm and back down. So again, we're just stretching out this side of the body. Oh, I was on my hip the first time. Good memory. So coming all the way up, all the way down. And then again, stretching here, trying to push my left knee towards the ground as I come up and as I come down. Perfect. And again, if your pants are like mine, You're gonna slowly scoot that way, and we'll just readjust. So again, pressing up, getting that nice long length through the body, and back down. Pressing up, nice long length, come back down, 2 more, and then we'll incorporate this top arm. Perfect. But again, this arm is really good for kind of visualizing that push out and that stretch. So after my last one, top arm down, palm up. Now as I stretch up, I'm also stretching overhead and then coming back down. So side plank, kneeling up, stretch, 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 and come down. You can also do this in a side plank, like a real side plank with the legs long, but just know again, that balance is going to increase. And since I can't see who's in class today, we're just playing it a little safe. Stretch, 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 stretch. 2 more. So come up, 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 stretch, 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 and down, and up, stretch, 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 and down. Shake this out if you need to. Now this again is where I want that elbow right under the shoulder. Perfect. So come on down. Now I'm going to grab my prop. Begin stretch up to the sky, and then back down. Don't worry, this doesn't include your planks for the day. There's so many more in your future. Perfect. And down. 3 more. All the way up, all the way down. You know I love planks. Can't get away from them. They're so good for you. And down. Last one, up, stretch, 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 and down. Now, this is where we'll get that thread the needle. So come up, stretch, rotate, thread the needle, come back up. If you need a break, take it. Coming all the way up, thread the needle, and back up. Or if you don't, just keep going. Perfect. Nice deep inhales, deep exhales. 3 more. 3, 2, last one. If you need to, come on down. Give yourself a little shake out, because now we're going to get that weird coordination balance challenge. So when I come up, I'm stretching, thread the needle, set my soup can hand weight, whatever we're using, down behind me, pick it up, thread the needle, set it down, reach behind, grab it, and repeat. Those hips are going to move a little bit, just biomechanically. That's how the body is structured. But we don't want it to be too dramatic. So just really focus on keeping the core engaged, those hips nice and active. 1 more. Behind, up, reach, grab, set it down. Set that aside for just a moment and roll onto your back. Feet flat on the ground. Let's see, where can I be where I won't kick anything? There we go. Perfect. All right. Now from here, neutral hips. Either give me a hinging bridge or an articulating bridge. So I come all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, pressing evenly through both feet. My knees aren't wiggle wobbling. Up and down. Perfect. 2 more. Now we'll get into the fun stuff. Well, everything's fun, but the real fun. So after my second one, put your feet together in a prayer pose, knees wide. Hinge up and down, rotate back to my normal bridge, up, down, and then open the knees. Lots of hip opening stuff today. So hinge up, down, prayer pose, hinge up, down. Or if you need to, articulate up, articulate down, and then articulate up and down. As you're probably immediately noticing, you're not getting as high in this prayer pose bridge as you can the other way. That's okay. A-okay. Up, down, up, down. 1 more of each. So 1 more of this, 1 more of this. Then we're going to come down, and I'm going to adduct the legs, which is a fancy way of saying I'm going to squeeze everything together. Perfect. From here, I'm going to bridge up and down. And I want to make it my life's goal to keep those knees together, because sometimes when we hinge up, the knees want to fall apart. So keep those knees together. Beautiful. And 3, and 2, and 1. Now, could you see how my knees fell? There you go. As soon as you zone out. I'm going to walk my feet far away from my booty. Keep those hips in neutral. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, hinge up and down. Can you feel how we got deeper into the hamstrings the second those feet got farther away? If you don't know what I'm talking about, bring the feet back in. Hinging, bridge up. Okay. And then send the legs farther away. Feel that difference. You'll feel it immediately. Hinge up and down. Ideally, I want the feet flat on the ground unless that hurts. If you need to go into a dorsiflexion, that's okay. Again, the legs are still adducted together and touching. And again, like when we did our prayer pose, the booty's not going to get very high off the ground, but that's okay. 2 more. Up, down, up, down. Now, for this next one, the reason I wanted our legs adducted together is hinge up, lift the right leg up, set it down right next to the left, come on down. Hinge up, lift the left, set it down, come on down. Perfect. Up, down. Trying to resist the urge for those feet to sneak farther back towards your booty. Perfect. And then bridge up, left, and down. 1 more on the right. Last one on the left. Down. If we need to hug in, shake, shake, shake it out. All right. Now, super fun. We're going to do planks. And we're going to do them on our forearm. If you want this to be harder, go ahead and go up onto your hand. Now, I'm going to start my right side. Doesn't matter. We're going to get both sides. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale. Woo. Side plank up. We're just going to hold this for kind of 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Good. That was our test run. Now, next time, inhale. Exhale, plank on up. I'm going to do hip dips. So I'm just lowering and lifting my hips with my core. Again, if you need to, this front hand can be in front of you to help stabilize you. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Shake that out if you need to. And again, if you're on your hand, awesome. Good job. If not, because I know some of us, our wrists get a little gnarly. So we're doing on our forearms today. So the next one, we're going to do a hip lift. So for example, inhale, exhale, plank on up. Lift the hip up and down. Up and down. Again, it's not a massive range of motion. It doesn't need to be. Up, down, up, down. 2 more. And then down. Now, you all know how I love plugging things together. So we're going to plug those 2 things together for our final plank on this side. Didn't think we were getting out of it that easy. So assume the position on your hand or your forearm. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, plank up. Dip and lift. Dip and lift. If you need to, that hand can come in front. Dip and lift. Just make sure it's a feather-light touch. We're not trying to rotate forward and put a lot of body weight. 2 more. Dip, lift, dip, lift. Come on down. Roll onto your stomach. Now, this is where that funky prayer pose position we did earlier comes back to play. So, make sure that the bony landmarks of my hips and my pubic bone are pushing into the floor. I'm in neutral. Prayer pose the feet. Upper body is relaxed as I just let those feet drop down. Now let's see if I can do this. If I push too far, you see how my butt spiked up in the air? And then when I bring the feet up, it comes down. So try to just bring your awareness to your body so you can feel that, because we really want to stretch those hip flexors while keeping the pubic bones down. And if you need to, you can bring your hands back and feel, because you can feel them start to lift and lower when we go too far. Perfect. And hopefully you're feeling that lovely hip flexor stretch. I have another hip flexor stretch. Again, my ballerina friend taught me, but it's real gnarly, so we'll save that for another day. So now I'm going to forget about my legs, leave them in that position, leave those hips in neutral, bring my hands and my forearms by my shoulders, forehead on the ground, nice deep inhale. Exhale, sphinx up. and inhale down. And if you'd rather inhale up, exhale down, that's totally fine. I just want you to breathe. As long as you're breathing, I'm a happy camper. Perfect. So we're just gently coming up and down. And at the height here of your Sphinx, really try to pause and do that little body scan. Can you feel your back light up? Can you feel those hips in neutral? Feel those hip flexors stretch? Perfect. And then come on down. And over time of doing this, those feet will start to get lower and lower to the ground as we stretch out and loosen up those hip flexors. So if, like me, you've been spending way more time on the couch than you ever have in your whole entire life, this will really help. Perfect. Now for this next one, when I come up into my Sphinx, I'm just going to look over my left shoulder as far as I can. Try to get that little bit of side bend, that little rotation. Come back to center and down. And again, Sphinx up. A little bit of rotation, a little bit of side bend. Back to center and down. Perfect. Be sure that we're coming all the way up before we initiate this kind of crunchy rotate to protect our back. Perfect. Up, crunch and rotate, and down. So I'm kind of doing a little side crunch. I'm just overly exaggerating here so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm feeling my obliques light up like a Christmas tree, but I'm also getting that nice rotation of the spine. Perfect. One more on either side. And then you lucky ducks, we're going to do those other side planks. It's going to be great. Perfect. Last one on this side. Other side. Rotate. Back to center. Down. And then find your prop. Oh, goodness. Well, we'll use props here in a bit. We'll go into those other side planks first. I did promise you those. So again, you can be on your hands if you want. Otherwise, forearms. So we're going to come up into our side plank and hold this just for 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Kind of reevaluate. How did that feel for you and your body? Nice deep inhales. Exhale, plank up. Give me those hip dips. And dip. And dip. And dip. And dip. 3 more. Dip. 2, 1. Come on down. If you need to, shake it out, whatever was feeling grumpy, because now we're going to do those hip lifts. Perfect. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, plank up. Hip up and down. Up and down. Again, it's not a massive range of motion. I'm focusing more on form and muscle activation rather than trying to get my hips to touch the ceiling. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Come on down. Again, stretch it out because now we're going to plug those two things together, the dip and lift. Perfect. So as soon as you're ready, go to your happy place, last plank of the day. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, plank up. Dip and lift. Dip and lift. Dip and lift. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Come on down. Roll onto your back. Let's see, where you can see me. Now, again, if your back is grumpy, listen to your back. Legs are going to come straight up. And give me some alternating straight leg lifts and lowers. Now, this is going to look different for everybody. Because, again, your range of motion might be different from mine. The main thing we want to think about is those hips are always in neutral. If my legs come too far in, can you see how my hips went out of neutral? And if my legs go too far down, can you see how I've arched? So again, we're just trying to find your body's range of motion. Perfect. And if this bothers your back, bend those knees. Just shorten the lever. Perfect. Make it a little easier. Good. All right. So now, I'm going to demo this just so you guys can see. Nice deep inhale. As I chest lift up, lower one leg, and then bring it back. If this still is bothering your back, come into a full tabletop and go back to those single leg bends and extends that we did earlier. Just really make this your own. Perfect. Now try not to do both legs down and up because there's a method to my madness here. So the next time I come down, pause, give me a leg circle with that upper leg and come back. The next time I lower down, the top leg, whatever leg is straight up, gives me a circle, and then I come down. So chest lift, circle, come back up. Chest lift, circle, come back up. Now let's reverse that. So whatever leg is down gives me the circle, come back up. Chest lift, whatever leg is down, gives me the circle, and come back up. Or it doesn't have to be a circle, it can be a square, be a triangle, be a loop-de-loop. One more on either side. Perfect. Excellent. If we need to, oh my goodness, hug those knees to your chest. Rock it side to side. Perfect. Now from here, we're going to flip on over into a quadruped. I know, so much shoulder work today. I'd love it if we could be on our hands. Curl our toes under. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, knee hover up. Now, pick a leg, don't care which leg. Press that leg back and pull it in. Press that leg back and pull it in. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Set that foot down. Set the knees down if you need to. Back into the knee hover. Stretch it out, whatever you're feeling. Because we're going to do more. So, from here, again, hands under shoulders. Curl the toes under. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, knee hover up. Same leg back. Lift and lower. Now for this, I don't want to lift the leg so high that I dump into my low back. So this is, again, going to be a little different for everybody. Lift, lower, lift, lower. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Back to my knee hover. Down, and again, stretch out however it feels good for you. So we haven't really done any cat-cows today. If you need to do a cat-cow, that's fine. And how about this? Because we're, alas, running out of time, we'll just do one more on this side. So, you know what it is. Nice deep inhale, exhale, knee hover up. That leg goes back for circles. Because you know I love my circles. They're so good for the body. 3 more in this direction. And then we're going to go the other way. Beautiful. Nice deep inhales, deep exhales. 3 more. 2, 1. Back to my knee hover. And down. Now, when we go to the other leg, I would love it if you could stay on your hands. However, I realize some of us have wrist ouchies. So if you need to, come down on the forearms. Just know your knee hover is probably going to have your butt a little higher than normal. So it might feel different than the other side. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, knee hover up. Extend that leg out and in. Out and in. Beautiful. Just 3 more. Excellent. 2 more. Last one. Oh, 1 more for good measure. Come on down. And again, stretch it out. Hopefully we're feeling shoulders and arms. Since, alas, it looks like we're going to run out of time for everything else I had planned today. Oops. But I'd rather have too much planned than too little. And then we're just sitting here looking at each other talking about the weather. So nice inhale up. Send that leg back for lifts and lowers. Don't forget your pickle jar hands. Keep those arms, wrists, hands, forearms nice and active. Beautiful. 3 more. 2, 1. Come into the knee hover and down. Or again, whatever stretch feels good for you and your body. So it could be any number of things. You can do the wave. Give yourself a case of the wiggles. We'll never know. The last one, circle town. So again, inhale, exhale, knee hover up. That same leg back and circles. Nice deep inhales, deep exhales. 3, 2, 1. Other way. And again, it's okay if they're not really circles. 3, 2, 1. Come on down into that child's pose. I accept any and all versions of circle-ish movements. You need to go side to side. Oh my goodness, where does the time go? Maybe I'll just incorporate this next segment. I'm just going to use our props again on Saturday. We're going to have so much fun on Saturday, goodness. As always, as soon as you're ready, so you've been on the floor a lot, very carefully come up to standing. Give yourself any kind of wiggles you need. Arms overhead, nice deep inhale, exhale. Roll forward like I'm rolling over an imaginary beach ball. Try to touch those hands to the ground. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Shake those arms. Shake your shoulders, shake your booty. Give me some little prances with those legs if you can. Take one final deep inhale. Exhale, slowly articulate up. Stretch those arms to the sky.